Okay, fam, we all know that we struggle to make this young lady's mac and cheese. It tastes good, but we can't quite nail it. You know, like we get it, but we don't get it. So, I had an idea. I'm gonna video Ma's mac tutorial, and she's gonna show us. She's gonna walk us through the steps. We're gonna see exactly what she does. We got the pasta already boiling, because that's a little bit more of a basic thing. So that's what we're gonna do today, fam. Welcome to Ma's mac tutorial. She's gonna walk us through. Now, if we can't make this mac after this, it's our own fault. It's not hers, it's ours. So we got this, and we'll let this mac cook, and then we'll pick back up when it's all dente. Is that what it's called? Perfect. Okay, well, intro over. Let's show you the ingredients. Well, here's what we're working with. We got some Velveeta. We got some evaporated milk, some butter, some salt, and then the pasta is already boiling.
That's it.
And that is it. I'll put the measurements up on the screen. You're probably looking at them right now. How fancy. Wow, how fancy is that? Great. Okay, we still boiling over here?
Still boiling. Just take a fork, keep a fork on so it don't stick to the bottom.
Okay. Yep, definitely just walk me through it.
You may have to turn it down if it begins to, but you need to do this occasionally so the macaroni don't stick to the bottom of your pan, which I'm sure you're aware of.
So we put water in there, and then you said you put some oil as well?
I put just a little bit of oil because it helps to keep the macaroni from sticking together.
Perfect.
Now,
how long are we cooking this?
well, it's going to take at least 15 minutes, sometimes 20. You just have to test your macaroni for, after about the 15-minute period to see how soft it is. And when it gets soft enough, you don't want it to get mushy now, because when it bakes, it'll mush up.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to periodically, after that time, just test it. Take a couple of them out on the fork and see how they've cooked.
Perfect. So we'll see y'all in 15 minutes, little cuties. What setting is it on right now?
It's on my stove. It's on a 6, which is about medium.
Okay.
But you get it going, boiling real good.
Mm-hmm.
Pour the macaroni in there and then turn it back to a more medium boil.
Okay. Perfect. You heard it here, folks. We're boiling at a 6.
Okay. Now
15 minutes.
We have to just wait till this gets done before you do anything else.
Perfect. All right. Cue us waiting. I think it's cute.
But it has the colored lights, which I like.
Yeah. I like both. But timer's ready.
Yeah, I'll just check it because it may not be ready.
She's gonna check it, ladies and gents. Stay tuned. How are we looking?
And I can almost tell from the fork that they're not really good and done.
Okay.
So they may have to just cook a little longer. I never know. Sometimes it's another 5 minutes. I just never know.
Perfect.
So, but when they cool, I'll test it. Or you can do it with a fork and tail almost. But I know these aren't good. These aren't ready. No, they're still too hard. And you try one. Okay, here, you get it out of there. There's one there, and they are.
My turn. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Still a little hard. Still a noodle though.
And
just to add, because I generally cook my noodles on high. So the reason why they're cooking so long is because she turns the heat down, so it's not like at an intense boil, right? It's just like a soft boil. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning.
Soft to medium boil.
Soft to medium boil. Because I was confused when she said 15 minutes. I was like, I feel like I cook mine 8 to 10. So that's why.
Well, I shall let them stay there at least 5 more minutes.
Perfect. Alrighty, back to the waiting.
The reason I say it's trial and error, I couldn't cook a lick when I married.
Really?
But I had to learn.
Oh, we got a timer going off again.
So we're going to just test it again. But I start usually checking it after 15 minutes. Usually I do have to cook it 20
Okay.
to get it where I want it. Anyway,
Well, I want it where you want it.
a good difference there.
Better?
It's better. Still likes a couple of minutes. Get one out and try it and see. Maybe you can see a difference from what it was, but it's still not where I want it.
Okay, we want it softer.
And
I'm game.
in the meantime, I usually get my carnation shook up. That's not too important to
We are
that.
shaking it up.
Yeah, because it will settle.
Mm-hmm.
And you shake it real good. And wipe the top off, of course. And wipe your top. These, thank goodness, have got the tabs on it. And then I start getting my butter opened up to stick in when I get ready to put it in the macaroni. We'll drain it and then we will pour it back. And then I usually pour it back into the pan that I cooked it in after I drain it
Okay.
and mix it up. Or you can put it right in here. Either way you want to do it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. And we'll get the Velveeta out. And most of the time I just open it up and start cutting it and tearing it up after that to see if I want to use all of it. Now, another secret to, if you think you have enough when you're doing this and baking it, when it gets done, if it gets too dry on it,
Yeah.
you can always pour just a little can of the carnation milk in it and just gently stir it down around in there, and it'll help moisten if you think you've gotten it too dry.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mine doesn't always turn out great.
I disagree.
And another thing, I don't have any set amount of salt, but I do start putting it in a little and then stirring it and testing it, because your Velveeta cheese does have a good bit of sodium in it.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And usually I just cut it down like this, and pull them apart and just put it in there and stir it up and try to get it out even, where it'll be in there evenly,
Right.
But we got to get it ready first.
Little Velveeta prep. So, where did this recipe come from? Is this like a family recipe?
My
or what?
mother,
Really?
that's the way she made hers. That's how. I didn't grow up on macaroni and cheese like you get in the box and make,
Right.
what a lot of restaurants serve and things like that. She always made hers this way.
Did she ever say where that came from? Did she make it up, or her family? Is this passed on generation to generation?
She was one that trial and error cook. That's all it was to it. She was a good cook too.
What all did you eat when you grew up?
Beans and potatoes.
Beans? What kind of beans?
White beans, pinto beans, green beans.
All the beans.
And I didn't eat turnip greens when I got married, and I didn't eat green peas when I got married, and I didn't like them much. But I had to learn to cook them and to eat them. About to get there.
We're almost there.
But before I put anything, I'll put a little bit of salt, just a little bit, and put the milk, stir it up, and then taste it. Go with the salt for your taste. Just start with a little bit at a time. Don't put a whole big bunch in there,
Okay.
Because you can always add to it, but you can't take it out.
True. That would take a long time.
Yeah.
Deck the halls, y'all.
Deck the halls. That's exactly right.
What's the oven set at?
375.
375. Right.
Okay, now I'm going to drain it. Do it kind of gently because that water can burn. Now, okay, just kind of tilt it and drain it. Of course, you know how to do that. That's no big deal. You just don't want to have too much water left. Now, when I do this, I'm going to put a little bit of salt right now.
Okay.
And I could use it.
That light here. Can we move the pasta here into this light? We'll switch the spot.
Wait a minute, I'll be with you in just a minute.
Oh.
And I just kind of do it this way. And then I take this, and for this much, I use a stick of butter.
Stick of butter.
Now, if you wanted one, make the macaroni with 1 cup, and you know where you don't want to make so much, and all, yeah, and just gently take the butter and put it through there. That also helps the macaroni from sticking together.
Okay.
In clumps, you know. And of course it adds to the flavor. Yeah. So
love a good stick of butter.
Yeah.
So half a stick of butter per cup.
Yeah. But you want at least a whole stick. Preferably something good like Parquet, not that cheap margarine, because it just goes to water. Now, here I go again. I test it for the salt.
Here I go again, she says.
Here I go again. I test it to see about the salt. Needs a little more.
Oh, okay. Salt it up.
Okay. All right. And I'll usually test it again after I get the milk in there. Now, I will take 1 can first and put it in there and stir it around. And then I'll start putting some cheese in.
Okay.
Oh, brother.
Got it?
Now, I got 1, so I'm going to put 1 can in there for right now. And that will keep it moist and also kind of keep it warm where the cheese will start dissolving. And I just take chunks of it and I go like this, just pouring it in there and stirring it up. Try to get it even where you've got the cheese will, you know, go down, be all over the macaroni. Be consistent. And it will take usually practically 16 ounces of cheese. Not quite all. There again, you just have to use your best judgment as to how much cheese you need to where you got cheese through.
Right.
Melt through it. Not just all settle in one spot and everything. Now, Heather, would you reach in this and get me right here a big spoon?
Look who's calling. It's Mother, dear. She's gonna have to get ignored. So sorry, Mother. What do you want? The big spoon?
Yeah, one of these, just so I don't get it all over everything else. I just kind of do this and stir it a little bit and get it down into, you know, incorporate it down into the macaroni like this, and push it, get it like that, and stir it around and try to, and then kind of push it down where it's going to go down in there, you know.
Right.
Okay. Then I'm going to open up another can.
Can number 2. Bring it
Number
on.
2 can, yes. Yeah, here we go, here we go, here we go. Another can through there.
Can number 2.
Okay. Put your cheese. More cheese. More cheese. Yeah, see, I'm about to use
The whole cheese.
the whole thing. You want to get enough, but you don't want to get too much.
Right.
Because it won't be creamy if you do, if you get too much. Just push her down. Yeah, here we go. Now here's what I'm going to let you do yourself this time.
Oh, putting me to work.
I'm going to let you taste this.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to taste it yourself.
Let me put the camera
Or I
down.
can do it. And if it still needs salt, I always add my salt a little at a time like that because it is easy to get too much. And it's going, if you don't get enough, it's bland tasting.
My guess is that it needs salt.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay.
Do you want to try and confirm?
No, I'll
Blood pressure.
I'll get another one stirred up and try it.
Oh yeah, we'll grab a second spoon because I just put my mouth on this.
Yeah.
COVID.
So now I'm going to try it myself. No, as far as I'm concerned, it's got enough.
Got enough? Cool. As far as she's concerned.
I know how to keep going with the cheese. You stir it up. You got to have enough. You don't want too much, but you got to have enough.
Gotta have enough cheese.
When it, my oven gets to the 375,
I think we're there.
has it already beeped?
It just says 375.
Now, here's my oven, and I'll put it in the oven now on the 375. What I'm gonna do with my oven is this. I'm gonna clear it off. I'm gonna hit bake again and hit 375 again to start. Because see how much heat you lost
Huh.
by when you pull that oven door down?
Yeah.
It went back to 356, so now when it builds up to that 375, I'll time it out. Now
Wow.
this is my oven, see?
Right.
And I've learned that when you open that up, you lose heat
Yeah.
sometimes, and you're not always cooking on the temperature, like a pie or something, that
Right.
you're supposed to be cooking it on.
Huh. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I am shook after that one. I have never even thought about that. That it loses heat.
But see, everybody, you know, most of them will learn. You'll learn your stove. Most of them will lose a little heat.
Yeah.
You know.
She's popping
And
pasta.
some things it doesn't matter much. But with pastries
Yeah.
and pies and things like that, it does.
And then, so we got it in the oven. How long is it? What do you start with for cook time?
Well, I'm going to start at 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then when that goes off, I'm going to look at it in the stove. I don't open it and take it out or anything else. I'm just going to look at it to see if I need what I think it needs to cook.
Right.
And there it gets back again, honey, to your own stove.
Right.
See how hot it's going to cook.
Right.
But you'll know. You'll know by looking at it
Okay.
as to when it starts doing that bubbly and
Yeah.
kind of makes that little skin and
Yeah.
everything on the top, you know.
There we go. We're
Yeah,
back to
okay.
375.
And here's the cooking time. And more than likely, it will need a little more time. Well, I'm going to eat some cheese. I had a little bit left.
Okay, so we didn't use quite the whole thing. Okay, almost.
Almost.
We got those two little pieces there. Not too bad.
One piece.
I'm gonna hold off for the. I had a piece of pizza before I came here.
You
I'm
had pizza
good.
at 10 o'clock?
I did.
You know, we got.
I had pizza before I had coffee this morning.
You can't hardly see through here, Heather, but
Yeah.
don't get my butt now. As you will see, it's very lightly beginning to bubble up on the sides of the bowl. See back there to the left?
Cool. So now we wait.
Yeah. It may be ready and it may not be.
We are buzzing. Oh, what are we looking?
Okay. See it?
Oh, we got some bubble action.
And it's a little brown, and I would say it's probably ready to come out of there.
Yep. Okay.
And watch out, don't let me hit you. So, then it'll settle down a little bit, but I would say it's looking good.
We are looking good in there.
I said, let's hope it is good.
I bet it will. Right.
So, there she be.
There
you
she
want
be.
this on there? I'll put it on there now.
Yep. Just explain what you got.
Well, like I said, sometimes I put it on here just to decorate it up a little bit, carrying it somewhere, and
Yeah.
when you put it on there hot like that, it kind of melts and looks better.
Yep. You can choose to do cheddar or no cheddar. That's up to you.
But the person, I put it on there sometimes I don't.
Okay.
Oh, here's what's left over if you want to take it home with you.
This was about how much cheese we had left, minus what Ma already ate.
I ate one little bite,
Oh, that's funny.
and there it is.
There it is.
Now we're gonna see if it's creamy.
Mm-hmm.
You got a picture of it now?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to see. Of course, it'll sit and settle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you are.
Look at that.
Okay.
So that's what we want?
That's what you wanted. Was creamy like that,
Mm-hmm. Just however you make it
And-
is how I want it.
and everything. Of course, your butter, see, is kind of. It'll go down in there.
See,
I'm
you
gonna-
don't even give it a stir. When you pull it out, you do not stir it.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I don't stir it.
Well, that's good to know.
No, but
I always
that's-
stir it.
But that ought to be. Actually, that's going to be very, very creamy
Okay.
and all.
I always, when I pull mine out, I give it a good stir. So that could be one of my issues.
I don't see any reason to stir it.
Yeah, I don't know why I just did out of hat, like, oh, let's give this a good little whip. So,
And-
good to know. So, do not, just leave it as is.
I do it. I just if it's bubbled up around like that real good and made just a little brownish look to it,
Mm-hmm.
and just let it sit there. It'll sit before you eat it. Before you eat it, let it settle and make sure the cheese will melt through. And that's
Okay.
going to be pretty creamy, I think.
Okay, so to recap then, the noodles probably ended up cooking slow boil about 30 minutes probably, because we started at 15, did it maybe another 3 sets of 5. What do you think?
Yeah, at least 25 minutes anyway.
Yeah, so 25, 30 minutes probably on the pasta.
Test it.
Yeah,
Just
test
test
it as you go, okay. And then stir it pretty regularly, soft stir.
Soft stir so you don't crumble and mash up your noodles.
Okay, and then melt your butter with the pasta. Get it good and melted.
Well, you're gonna drain it first.
Right.
Okay, and then gently
Mhm.
put the butter through there and let it get through there. And then put 1 can of the carnation milk. And then start putting your cheese.
Okay, so split the milk. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so we did not end up needing that small can, so we just used 2 cans.
No, you're not gonna need it. Because I believe this is gonna be very creamy.
It looks delicious. Ooh. So yeah, so you melted the butter, 1 can of carnation, some cheese, stir it up.
Yeah, mash it down in through there so you
Right.
got it going down. Put another can of and then start putting the cheese in. Just mash it down.
Perfect.
That's it.
The key here, I think, has been my problem is the deep pan.
The
Gotta
deep
go
pan
deep pan.
and see, your oven may be very hot.
Mm-hmm.
375 may be very hot.
Yep.
It's just
So as soon as it bubbles up, it's good to go.
yeah. You're gonna have to. You got to cook it the whole time,
Right.
and everything. But you know when it starts bubbling up
That it's good to go.
that it's getting better. But you'd kind of like to let it bubble until it kind of gets that little tiny little brown crust on it, and on the top.
Yep.
And everything to make it, well, know that it's well cooked.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
and then
what-
do not stir it when you pull it out.
I don't.
Cook it for we only ended up doing it for how long?
I did it for 30 minutes on 375.
30 minutes, 375.
Yeah, now that was my oven.
Right.
You gotta look at it and see what it looks like
Right.
and everything. If you want it real creamy like that.
Yeah.
Now,
And then sprinkle
And
some
if it's
cheddar
in
on
a
top
deep-
if you would like. You don't have to. It looks pretty. I'll probably start doing that.
and it don't really change much of the taste of the macaroni and cheese. Too.
Right.
It'll still have that Velveeta
Yeah.
more. Because it might if you put a whole lot of this. I just
Right.
put enough to just kind of top.
Just to melt it on there.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. We have the mac. Perfect.
First prize.
The mac is done. It looks delish. We're gonna give it a taste. Give it a little taste test. Oh wow, we are creamy. Wow, that's what I'm talking about.
Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for teaching. So creamy and delicious, and quite hot. Oh wow, very creamy, very
White.
yum.
White hot.
Wow, you did it again.
We're gonna sit here and eat half of it.
Yeah. We don't even need bowls. We're just gonna dig in. Oh, see? You see that juice that sticks around? That's what I can never nail. So, but now I know not to stir, just let it stay. Let it do its thing.
Let it stay like it is. You don't have to stir it up after it cooks.
Oh,
I gotta quit.
wow. It's just so good. But wow, is it hot? Like, big fan.
Well, it does keep pretty good bit in the refrigerator, so you wouldn't have to you can keep it yourself.
No. Or just keep eating out of it.
So what?
Yeah, true.
So what? It's just you.
I like her style. It is, it's true.
Well, I'm gonna have to quit. This is your mac and cheese.
Have as much as you want.
You can make it down just as well.
Thanks, Ma. Love you.
Love you too. I wouldn't do that just for anybody,
That's really nice. Well, fam, we got this. Let's take our new knowledge and let's make some mac. Huh? Perfect.
You
I'm
said
getting
your-
another phone call.
Yeah, start saying. It's fine.
just about a package. That was just about a package. We're all good. And then let's see.
Well, I hope I didn't